Hey everyone, welcome to Lunch with Norm. This is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here. And on this episode, we're going to be digging into how to email, how email marketing can change your Amazon FBA business. Find out a little bit about the email marketing itself. Is it dead? I don't think so. How to list build, and of course, afterwards, the post marketing. So, welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
All right, I got to be straight with you. I just popped up from the fetal position. I turned on my computer. My camera wasn't working. My mic wasn't working. So within the last 10 minutes, I was able to change everything around. And I don't know if I'll fall back in the fetal position, but anyways, fingers crossed. All right, like I said before, today we're going to be talking about how email marketing can change your Amazon FBA business. Our guests have been identifying starving crowds and creating winning private label products together since 2010. After many trials, they discovered a formula for success by finding a starving crowd and then applying and I love this, the Mafia offer to create successful and profitable private label brands that can sell for millions. Today, we're going to be talking with first-time guests, Shawn Hart and Seth Stevens. But first, before we get to them, have a quick word from our sponsor.
If you're selling on Amazon in 2022, you know how important it is to stand out from your competition. Let Hono Worldwide lend a helping hand with your product innovation to outcompete your competition online. That's right, sit back, relax, and enjoy the success of your newly innovative product while Hono handles all the work. Visit honoworldwide.com for more information. That's Honu, Honu, worldwide.com, or email savings@honuworldwide.com.
Okay, where is Mr. Squire?
Hello. It sounds like someone had a rough morning today.
See, if you were over here with me taking care of Dad's technical needs, then this wouldn't happen. But oh no, you have to live on your own.
I know. Well, Q's coming back to visit, so he'll be there he could fill in for me, I think,
Okay.
while I'm up here.
All
So
right.
we got you covered. Don't worry. The brothers have
Okay.
got you covered.
And you've been good over the holidays. You haven't gone out,
have.
and everything that you've done, you can tell Dad.
We'll see about that. We'll take a rain check on that. But
Okay.
anyways, I want to say a big hello to our Beard Nation, our Beardos. We've got Red Beard joining us from Edmonton. We've got Brad, Howard, Saif, Chuck, Faye, whose book just arrived from Postpurchasepro, so that's great. And Jacob, good to see everyone. Let us know where you're watching from today. I'm over here in Toronto. Norm is just a couple hours north of me.
He never visits.
And yeah. I know. I get around there sometimes. But anyways, smash those like buttons. Give us a thumbs up if you are enjoying today's show. This is a live podcast. So if you do have questions, comments, let us know in the comment sections and we'll get to them the second half of the show. And I think we can get started. If you are new to the group, new to the Lunch with Norm community, go over to the Lunch with Norm Amazon FBA and e-commerce collective Facebook group. That's where all the fun stuff happens, and be part of the Beard community, the Beard Nation. And we do have a giveaway today that we'll be talking about a little later on, and welcome Claudia as well. And I think that's it.
Okay, so like Kelsey said, if you do have any questions or comments, throw them over into the comment section. Just like our last episode with Kevin King, I am sure that the questions are going to start to pile up very quickly when we talk about this. And I have to say, before I even get to the guests today, I've met them this year, recently in Vegas at a show. We're sitting around, Kevin and myself, and a couple other people, and then I got to meet Shawn and Seth, started talking, and really liked what they were having to say. I've been doing email marketing forever. I'm an old guy. I mean, that's old school. It's not sexy, but it still works. And surprising enough, hardly anybody's doing it. And that's why I wanted to get the duo onto the podcast today, because it is so important. And I'll let them tell you exactly what you can expect. So, and these are hard facts, by the way, hard stats. Sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, enjoy the episode. Welcome, Double S.
Double S.
Thank you, Norm. Amazing to be here.
Hey,
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Hey, no problem. It's really great to have you both on. And like I said, this whole conversation started, I think, back in Vegas when we just started talking about how people are not using anything really to drive extra sales. And then, Shawn, you threw out a fact here, and when we also met up in Paris, but the stat of how many extra sales you get just by your list, just by emailing people. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, sure, Norm. Again, thank you for having us on. I've been really looking forward to sharing some of our strategies with you and your Beardo community. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Seth and I have been using email marketing post-purchase, meaning after the initial purchase on Amazon, since we started early in 2014 when Seth and I got together. And looking back, Norm, we discovered that 41% of every dollar that we've earned online has come from our form of post-purchase marketing, specifically using email and text.
That's crazy. And I don't know if you know this stat, but I wonder how many Amazon sellers, even e-com sellers, are doing anything.
Well, Norm, when we interact with sellers out there, a lot of the sellers that are more advanced, they're collecting a list, or they may have acquired a list over time, but they're not doing any marketing. And so what ends up happening is that Amazon sellers treat the Amazon platform or any other platform like Walmart as a transaction machine. So yes, they get their list of order IDs, and it feels really good to collect each one of those transactions. But at the end of the day, each one of those transactions is a customer, and that customer wants to do more business with you. After the initial sale, they have more trust. They like you better. They've done business with you before. And most sellers are just letting those customers go back to Amazon and completely start the process again and find another seller to deal with. And that's a huge, huge mistake, to the tune of about 41% of our revenue, Norm.
That's absolutely crazy. I don't know if I told you this, but back in 2017, 2018, I bumped into Charles Livingston. So he's another of the e-marketing gurus out there. Anyways, I talked to him that I had a client that had 280,000 emails, and he's never sent one blast. Now, these are 280,000 verified emails from Amazon at the time you could do this. And he did not send out one email. Isn't that crazy? Like, what did he leave on the table?
That's a pile
That is
of money.
crazy. So, Norman, I trust, Norm, that you read the book, Private Label Millionaire Secrets. And we have a funny story in there about Charles Livingston, our mutual friend. Do you remember the story?
Oh, what was it? Yes, I do. And it was afterwards. It was after talking to you, wasn't it, that he ended up really just making things happen. I think that's the story that's in the book.
So it looks like Shawn's internet's a little choppy there. So Norm, the story in the book is that actually it was reversed. Shawn and I were selling quite a lot on Amazon, and we were collecting names and emails from our customers with warranty cards for the sole purpose of asking those customers later to come back and give us a review. We didn't really have this grand plan. Well, Charles lives in Indianapolis, and he was kind of our neighbor, and he came into our office and he sees this big stack of warranty cards sitting there. He's like, "Oh, what are these?" And we're like, "Well, we're collecting our customers' information to get reviews." And he said, "Well, is that all you're going to do with them?" And we're like, "Well, yeah, what else would we do with them?" And so long story short, he says, "How many do you have?" And we're like, "Well, 20,000. So Charles says, "Oh my gosh, you guys don't know what you have here. Let me take control. I'll show you what you're missing." So Charles actually creates our first brand avatar. He creates our first email campaign and sends out our very first email marketing message ever to our group of customers. And Norm, it was crazy. And Shawn, if you're connected, you can walk through what happened after Charles sent that first email.
Yeah, so apologize for the interruption there, guys. So hopefully I'm coming through with you.
Yep.
So I was boarding a flight in Atlanta, and Seth calls me up and he says, "Hey, check this out. You got to log into Solar Central app and see what's happening. We've done like 16,000 in sales in the last 10 minutes." And I was like, "What's going on with this?" So I log into the app, and by the time I log in, it's like 17,000. And Seth's like, "What should we do? Should we shut the listing down? Did we get hacked? What's going on?" So we quickly had this discussion, and the only thing I can think of is Charlie made that stupid Sleepy Panda avatar and sent out an email to our 25,000 person list. And I was like, that's exactly what happened. So that one day, from that one email to about 20, I think it was 20,000 people actually, produced over 20 grand, like $25,000 in additional revenue from one single email. Right then and there, I was like, hey, we're gonna implement this into our Amazon business immediately across every brand, and the results have just been phenomenal, Norm.
That's crazy. And yeah, that's just my dyslexia kicking in when I had to get it reversed. Yeah, but so I'd like to know. There's a lot of people I talk to that say email's dead. I mean, it might not be dead, but it smells funny. So what are your thoughts on it? So you're going to go, I actually want to expand on that. Most people say, a lot of people say that email is annoying, it doesn't work, that you just tick off your customers rather than getting customers. How do you feel about that?
Here's what I can tell you for sure. If it weren't for email marketing, I would have 41% less revenue in my bank account right now today. I, as a consumer, hate email marketing. I'm always the first one to look for the unsubscribe button. Email is annoying, all right? But here's the thing. You are not your customer. It's not up to you to answer the question, Norm. It's up to us to ask the question. Let the customer vote with the unsubscribe button if he or she chooses to, and that's fine. Email marketing is not going to convert 100% of all your customers to repurchase or make additional purchases, but it will take a large majority of those customers who do want to hear from you, who do want to re-engage with your brand, and they will follow and open your email messaging. I can prove it. We work with hundreds and hundreds of sellers all over the world, and they're all getting tremendous results by following up with their Amazon customers through targeted email marketing that is conversational and value driven. Not email marketing that says, "Hey, me, go go buy my product, go leave me a review, tell your friends about me." No, we approach the conversation, Norm, with an effort to increase the value for the customer, to enhance the customer's experience with our product, and to provide value. That's where people are getting this wrong. Email isn't about you, it's about the reader. It's about the person, the recipient on the other end. If you can approach that conversation with value and make offers that are hard to refuse, email marketing is a win. And frankly, Norm, I hope that everyone in our industry keeps saying, yeah, email's dead. Well, maybe it's dead for you, but it's working for me. And we get massive open rates, 50, 60% open rates, and 20, 30% click-throughs once a list is optimized. All right. Most people are afraid to send messages because, like you said, I don't want to annoy my customers. They're going to unsubscribe. Good. Get them off your list. If they unsubscribe, they just did you a favor. Now you're not going to annoy them anymore, and you're only talking to the people who do want to hear from you.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. And I know the next question that's going to probably pop up in here. It will be, is it against Amazon's terms of service?
So let me jump in there, Norm. So no, it's not. It's not against Amazon's terms of service. And in fact, if you really study the rules and think about what Amazon wants, more value for their customer, Amazon's customers coming back to their platform, buying on Amazon again, that's what we're supporting. And to echo Shawn's point, if you think about email marketing, yes, it's annoying if it's from somebody that you don't really care about what they're saying. But if you're interested, I'm sure, Norm, in your inbox, if somebody in particular emails you, you open it immediately because you want to see what they have to say. And then if you think about that versus social media, where it's a completely different platform, it's not a personalized message to you, Norm. It is social media. It's all these different things happening. So it's not as personal. And then the other benefit of email, and we do text marketing as well, because it has this attribute, is that you can own it. If I have a Facebook group, or if I have a Instagram following or something like that, that's great. But at the end of the day, Instagram can turn my account off, and it happens all the time. But
Right.
you can't delete the CSV file off my computer because I own it. I can send that email anytime I want, and it's my asset. So as an Amazon seller, that's really rare. Amazon sellers are used to operating in this world where Amazon controls their whole world. Amazon controls the traffic, they control the ads, they control everything. But if you can take control of your customer list, and your customers know, like, and trust you, and you can hit a button and communicate with, in our case, 20,000 warranty registrations in one click and generate $20,000 in sales, that's a really powerful tool in your business, Norm.
Well, I want to just ask the listeners, have you ever used email, or do you have a list? I like to know that first, and then later on in the episode, I want to know your good, bad, and ugly stories about it. Okay, and we are going to be talking about this Mafia offer because it is something you can't refuse. So I love it. But before we get to it, let's talk about the Amazon listing itself. So I'm new. I've just taken a course. The course doesn't say anything about any form of email marketing or lists. It just says put up your listing. Where does a person even start? How can we get them
Great question.
how do we get them to the list or onto an email list?
Right. Great question. So try to answer that for you real quick. Basically, most Amazon sellers are hooked on the transactions that Amazon's providing on a daily basis. And a lot of us are making enough money where we think that we're not really missing out on a lot. So we don't put any effort at all into creating the list. Well, imagine, and I always like to compare Amazon to Walmart. If Walmart allows you, or Canadian Tire allows you to put your product on their shelf, and they facilitate the order, collect a commission, and pay you the difference, whose customer is it? It's Walmart's customer, right? They're just exposing you to that traffic. The same is true with Amazon. At the end of the day, Amazon owns that customer. Amazon controls the entire ordering process. So what we've been huge advocates for is creating an opportunity and making a compelling enough offer through what we call a attention-getting marketing device to compel your end user on Amazon to engage with you by opting in to collect more value. And I'll give you an example. For the product that Seth was talking about, that we collected that massive list, and Charles Livingston sent our first email marketing message, that was for a pillow. And the pillow product would just say, before opening this pillow, which the pillow was compressed, like if it looks like if you open it up, it's going to explode. Seth created a compelling marketing device that was attention getting. It just looked like a red stop sign sticker. All right. It didn't say stop and go leave me a review. It didn't say stop and send this product to your customers, or go purchase another one at a discount. It said stop. Before opening this product, go look at these important safety instructions at this URL. And that URL would allow them to engage with a video that told them how to properly open the product without damaging the product, and then also how to extend their warranty so that their pillow would be covered for an extended amount of time. We had about a 40% opt-in rate, if I remember right, from the product, which resulted in 20,000 email addresses that we then used to parlay into creating ongoing revenue for that business. So there are two ways to do this, Norman. The first way is a way that's not really within terms of service, so we'll leave it alone. It's called email appends, and everyone's doing it and everyone's talking about it. And yes, we do it, but it's a little bit frowned upon in our industry, as it should be, because the customer did not opt in specifically.
Right.
Did we lose Shawn to freeze mode?
Yeah, or he just really wants to present that point.
Well, let me pick up where he left off there. So yes, email appends are good. Yes, they are a little bit frowned upon, but what Shawn was mentioning is where we really spend the bulk of our effort is on giving more value to the customer. So the big problem that most sellers face when they're trying to build a customer list is that they think about me, and they think about skipping steps because they know what's going to trigger Amazon's algorithm. They know if they can get their customers to come and leave a review, then they're going to game the system. So you'll see a lot of inserts that actually get sellers shut down that say something like, hey, come give me a 5-star review and I'll give you $10. Well, that's not any value for the customer other than the $10, and you're actually violating TOS, and it's a huge disservice. So we don't do that at all. We actually think of what can I provide in the moment of the customer opening up their package of my product that would be so tremendously valuable that they would stop what they're doing and come and take action. And Shawn just gave you the video for that product, because it was vacuum sealed and it was adjustable, and all these components had to be done right for the product to work. So that worked extremely well. But every product is different, Norm. If I gave you a pizza cutter and it costs $10, I'm not going to get you to register a warranty, and you know how to use it. So you have to think through, what can I provide that customer in the moment to come and get them to opt in? And it's not that hard. All you have to do is think about, what would my customer want as soon as they open up the package so bad that they would come and engage with me? And that's what you want to be thinking about. And that's the first step in starting to build a list, is you think about the value you can provide. And one more tip on that before I pass it back to you, Norm, is that the value that you're providing, if you can make it digital, you can replicate it so many times. So for instance, that video for instructions is digital and can be played as many times as you want, but you can also do things like insiders clubs, or expert tips, or whatever, something that would support your product that is digitally delivered and scalable. So that way you don't have to send a free unit of a product, because a lot of sellers resort to, hey, I'll just give you a free product and eat the cost. Well, if you think about it a little bit more, you can normally do better than that.
And it would still be more added value sometimes than giving away either an added value product or another product, right? So this kind of leads me to the Mafia offer, which I loved. When I've seen Shawn present this a couple of times, and it's in the book. But let's go over that Mafia offer. And you touched on it with the pizza cutter. So what is the offer you can't refuse? What do you mean by it? And again, I had this question the other day because I was talking to somebody about this, and they said they weren't sure if it was TOS compliant. So that's something else I want to hear about too.
Sure. Yep, definitely. So I will attempt this. I keep switching my different Wi-Fi's here. So if I cut out, I guess Seth will kick in for me. So basically, a Mafia offer is an offer that stands out above any other offer. So one of the examples that I like to use, Norm, is imagine you're shopping for a pizza cutter. All right. We always like to compare pizza cutters. That's just Seth and I's go-to product. Some people use spatulas. We use pizza cutters. So if you're shopping for a pizza cutter, and all pizza cutters are pretty much the same, right? It's just a piece of stainless steel with a sharp edge that you can use to cut your pizza up into smaller portions. Easy to eat, right? So how do you choose one pizza cutter over another? So you're looking at images, you look at the price possibly, you look at the review count. But what if one pizza cutter that looks just like everything else stands out and says, if you buy this pizza cutter, you're also going to get a free pizza? What? How's that even possible? Like, a pizza's worth $17, okay? My pizza cutter is selling for $9.99. How are you going to give me a free pizza? That's how we get the click through. So we're getting you to take notice of our listing because we're making a Mafia offer. You open the offer, and basically it's this. If you purchase our pizza cutter today, not only do you get the pizza cutter, but you're also going to get a coupon with a redemption code where you can go to Domino's and get a free, no strings attached. Well, not no strings attached. You get a free Domino's pizza, medium size, a value of $17.99, in exchange for an email address. All right. Now, obviously, Norm, Amazon knows, and your customer knows, that Amazon's not going to send a fresh pizza along with your pizza cutter, right? So it should be a no-brainer that
not today anyway.
Right, exactly. That pizza is not going to be delivered with the pizza cutter. So what we do is we'll pair our offer up with something that's relevant, like the example I just given there, and then we add the strong language to the bullets in the listing that says comes with a free fill in the blanks with purchase. And then in the description, it says specifically, notice, free fill in the blank does not ship with the product and must be claimed separately. That's 100% okay. We're not giving you a free product in exchange for a review. We're not giving you a free product to in exchange for getting you to purchase on my Shopify store, I'm enhancing your experience with my product, providing world-class customer service, and Amazon loves me for it. So we may be selling, we had a product, the magnetic eyelash extensions. Well, that product comes with a free premium mascara kit. Doesn't cost me anything, but there's a product from one of the major makeup companies. I'll think of it in a second. But they wanted to get traffic to their website, so they had an offer where, hey, in exchange for an email or a phone number, we'll give you a coupon where you can come into Ulta Beauty. That's what it was. Come into Ulta Beauty and claim this free makeup product. All right. The reason they're doing that, Norm, is obvious for you as an old school marketer, is that they're collecting the customer list that they can then use for more marketing. Same thing Domino's is doing. That's the reason why McDonald's wants you to download their free smartphone app so you can get a free Big Mac. They have a personal way to reach you immediately in your pocket whenever they want to send a promo. All right. So here's the beauty about this. If you purchase my pizza cutter, not only are you getting tremendous value, but you need to opt in to redeem your coupon code. All right. So if you go to freepizza.com, for example, it reiterates the offer in the listing. Hey, you purchased our pizza cutter. Thank you. Here's how to get your free pizza. Enter your phone number and or email address, and we'll email it to you. So you go in, you enter Norm Farrar at normfarrar.com. Boom. Our automation sends you your redemption code and a certificate that you can then take to Domino's and get a free pizza. What have we done? We've increased the pressure by adding more value to our offer, getting you to click through and convert. We've given you more value than you're going to get anywhere else. We've increased our prices, therefore profits. We've increased our conversion rates on Amazon, so they love us. We've captured your contact information as a customer. Now we can market to you post-purchase. If you want to unsubscribe, no big deal. But at least we give ourselves a chance. At least we're building that asset that's been responsible for 41 cents of every dollar we've sold on Amazon. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I think you forgot one thing.
Okay.
Domino's pays you $3.
Oh yes, $1, $2, or $3.
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
we've ever done is $3. Sometimes it's $1, and you're building a valuable email list. So I think it's reasonable, Norm, to assume. I don't know about you guys in the Great White North, but if you're buying a pizza cutter, you probably like pizza, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's when I've approached Amazon so many different ways, so many different angles. When I heard you talk about that and showing it in a listing and how you laid it out, and it wasn't just that, it was multiple layers of bonuses. And it was, how could I not go for that listing? And secondly, why the hell have I not thought of this? You know, it was something I know of affiliate links. I know this stuff, but I never put Amazon and the two together before as clear as what you guys did. And it makes perfect sense. I've heard people at these conferences say, oh, it's against TOS. Well, if I listen to what you have to say and how you present it, then I understand that it's just really in the copy that makes it TOS compliant. It's easy, and it's nothing wrong with the way that you market this. And who would not leave? Like if I've got white papers or research papers on, my soap, I'm not going to get a list. I might get a couple of people that are very analytical, more anal. But if I have something really out there, like a great bonus, I'm going to get tons of emails. And like you said, they like pizza. Okay, great. Now I can start marketing to them on a regular basis. I can market to them for new product launches. And this is where Paul Barron comes in. He turns those people that, the repeat customers or the list, and you could segment it too, okay, here's the list. Oh, here's a repeat customer. Now let's start to see if they can do some user generated content. They become the influencer. Next step, brand ambassador. So he's done a great job. And I know he works with you as well, but he gets so much user generated content from this that he doesn't have to pay anything for influencers.
Right. So Norm, I think the big disconnect is that most Amazon sellers are newer entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
And when they think about making an offer, Um, the best way to increase the value to the customer in their minds is just to lower their price, because they don't think about how can I make my offer better or add more value. And that's really what a Mafia offer, when we describe it, is all about. It's how can I provide so much value that you would feel really silly saying no. So like, for instance, Norm, if you offered me your house for $100, well, the value discrepancy is so big that anybody would buy your house for $100, right? So you wouldn't lower the value of your home just because, or lower the price of your home if you're selling it. You would attribute the value to where it's at. So for instance, when we're competing in the market with a pizza cutter for $10, we might have competitors at $6, and that's fine, because the only way that they're seeing to create more value for their customers to lower their price.
Right.
But if you just think about your product and say, okay, well, how can I add more value to this experience for my customer? And it doesn't necessarily have to be even your product, or even a product at all. It could be something digital like a membership. So just to reiterate what Shawn said, in our example, we used Domino's, the pizza restaurant, and we sent them a lead, which is our customer on Amazon, to give our Amazon customer a free pizza. And Domino's ended up paying us $1.50 commission to us, which was pure profit. We build a list and we make way more sales. So that's a Mafia offer in a marketplace where everybody else is selling just a pizza cutter, right?
Yeah, I've had my friend works in advertising and marketing, and he worked with Calvin Klein, and they did the exact same thing. You watch the video, you got a free pair of Calvin Kleins, and then of course, you leave them your email address, and then you get hit with all sorts of Calvin Klein. But
Yes.
Anyways, this is so simple, and some of the other things that you've talked about too. I think it was the Nike socks. So you get a free pair of Nike socks. I mean, the list is really endless, isn't it? On
It is.
all of these companies, from Burger King, McDonald's, Nike, like all of these places, they want to get exposure. They want to get these leads. And all this does is help you out as an Amazon seller to provide these leads, to provide these added values for next to nothing. And you just look like you're that much higher. You're not in the lower class, which is product cannibalization. You're not the average seller. You're in this upper tier that's offering high value for high perceived value. So anyways, we're going to be talking about post-purchase in a second. I'm going to circle back. But right now, if you like what you're hearing, tag 2 people and get them onto the podcast. We're going to come down into a bunch of different questions that you've probably never really thought about. And I'm sure there's a few of you scratching your head going, wow, I never thought I could do this. But we'll be doing that in a second. So we are having a giveaway today. The giveaway is going to be great. The guys are going to be giving away a half hour of their time at Post-Purchase Pro, and they're going to talk to you about a Post-Purchase Pro campaign. What does that look like? How does that affect your business? So this isn't something they normally do. I kind of had to turn and twist their arm a little bit, but they are also providing an incredible, the book that I read, yep, right there. And that Millionaire Secrets is an incredible book. It's an easy, simple read. You guys nailed it. It's like I said, it's just a very simple read. They're offering it at, where do people go for that, guys?
You want to go to postpurchasepro.com/norm. We'll give you a free PDF copy of the book. If you provide us with a name and physical address, our fulfillment company will actually ship you a hard copy, which I highly recommend. There are a lot of really cool pictures in here and places to take notes and how to implement our strategies.
And I really appreciate that too. So if you like what you hear, make sure that you let the guys know too, what you thought of the book. Personally, there's a lot of information there you're not going to find in a lot or most, the high majority of Amazon private label books. So I highly suggest that you go over there and just pick up a copy. It's free and it's well worth it. Now we are going to go to the Wheel of Kelsey. So that'll be #Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, and you'll get a second entry. But before we come back, just got to get a quick word from our sponsor.
A big thank you to our sponsor, Startup Club, the largest club on Clubhouse with over 790,000 members and growing. They're one of the world's largest communities supporting the startup ecosystem, from founders to those wishing to work for a startup and everything in between. You can find them at www.startup.club for blogs, recordings, and a calendar of upcoming shows, and on the Clubhouse app. Just search Startup Club for daily shows 24/7. You can also now listen to their show, the Serial Entrepreneur Club podcast, on Apple and Spotify too. Stop by to connect, learn, and grow together.
Okay, like I mentioned, if you have any horror stories or good, bad, ugly stories about your email campaigns, lists, your post-purchase campaigns, let us know. I'd love to hear about them and see and help other sellers in case you've done something wrong, made a few mistakes. All right, so let's go back and talk about the next step. So you've got that list, you've sent out your first email blast. What's the next step sellers can do?
Yeah, for sure. Before I do that, can I answer an important question in the comments?
Oh,
Someone's
sure.
asking,
Well, yep.
how do we find the retailers to do this, or are we going to do that later?
No, actually, that's makes logical sense. I'm just not logical today. You know,
okay.
I'm still suffering from that fetal position thing. So
Okay, that's fine. So someone asked a very important question. Where do we find these offers? So the easiest answer to that is an aggregator of affiliate networks that Seth and I like to use, and it's called Offer Vault. Offer, OFFER, Vault, VAULT, offervault.com. You can search for free giveaways, and then you'll find there are literally hundreds and thousands of offers out there. But what I like about Offer Vault is they're an aggregator. So even if this offer exists on a different affiliate network, it'll still be listed in Offer Vault. And if you click to run the offer, it'll take you to the appropriate network where you'll need to apply to run that offer. Not going to happen overnight. You have to apply to the network and be accepted and things like that. But you'll find, there you go. Thank you for typing that in. You'll find tons of free offers, including the ones that we were sharing with you today on the pizza and the socks and Burger King value meals and things like that, Norm.
yeah, if I remember correctly, you have a few more in the book as well.
Yeah, there are tons of them in the book, right?
Yeah.
So everyone can get a free copy of our book. It's getting great reviews, and basically Seth and I are spelling out the top 4 strategies that have really made us successful a lot faster on Amazon and with higher exit multiples than a lot of our peers.
All right. Okay, let's get to the post-purchase, the next step.
Yep. So let me jump in there. Looks like it's my turn to jump in. So Norm, after you've created some value and you have an attention-getting marketing device and your customers are actively seeking to engage with you, like they were in our case, they came and saw the video for our pillow. Now they know how to do it. All these wonderful things happen in this moment. First of all, we're able to deliver more value. So what happens is they watch this video so they know how to use the product in that case. So our returns went way, way down because we were able to actually provide more value. So we got less returns. Then another magical thing happened because people were actually more satisfied. We got less negative reviews. And then they were actually more satisfied. So we got more positive reviews. So all these kind of wonderful things are starting to happen because we're providing more value. Well, what happens is your list starts growing and people keep opting in every single day. So every day you have a bigger and bigger list. And here's the part that we didn't know was working in our favor, Norm, that we discovered later. And this is why email marketing and text marketing is so powerful, is if I send, just like Charlie did for us, a marketing message saying, hey, check out our amazing product on Amazon, and I send that traffic back to Amazon, Amazon is triggered. Their algorithm is looking for that. They say, oh, wow, this product wasn't gathering traffic from internal to Amazon. It actually is sucking traffic off of the internet from an external place and landing it on this particular listing. And guess what? Amazon also tracks what quality of traffic is landing on their listings. They know if I visit Amazon that I'm a Prime member, I shop regularly, and I'm a real customer. And so you get this effect where all of your people on your email list are actual Amazon shoppers. You land them back onto your listing, and then Amazon rewards you by moving your listing up in the keyword results so you get more sales. And Norm, you know that more sales equals more email opt-ins, and your list grows even faster, so it becomes self-reinforcing. And that's why email marketing for Amazon sellers is way more powerful than it is for Shopify sellers or D2C guys, because Amazon rewards you twice. You get to take advantage of the higher conversion rate on Amazon because everybody trusts Amazon, and then they reward you with more traffic through keyword ranking.
Yeah, it's hard not to do, right?
You're right.
I'm just wondering if we go back to the beginning and we go back to that first, the Amazon seller who doesn't matter what level they are, they haven't done this. The lowest hanging fruit. Where does that begin? Where can I grab that lowest hanging fruit to start?
You mean for when you first create the listing, Norm, and you want to get it ranked?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about to grab is it the insert? Is it on the listing? How do I get the whole process started?
Okay.
Easiest way.
So the easiest way to get a listing started that we found is to create what we call a tripwire product. And basically what a tripwire product is, it's an easier way to enter a market. There's a device going off in here. I'm sorry. Let me mute while you finish that, Seth. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay, that's funny. Okay, so a tripwire product is what we use, Norm, to enter a space that's more crowded. And I'll give you an example that we actually used to support our pillow efforts when we were launching that product. We didn't use it at the very beginning, but later on we figured out that entering a market through a complementing product is easier sometimes. So for instance, Norm, if you're going to launch a pillow and a pillow is very competitive and it's high MOQ and it's going to be more risky, well, what we would do is not launch the pillow to begin with. We would launch a lower ticket item that was lower barrier for our customers and therefore higher volume, because normally demand goes up as price comes down. So in that instance, we launched a sleep mask to support our pillow product because we knew that both of those customers were interested in better sleep. So we sell, in our case, 250,000 sleep masks. We ended up with a list of about 50,000 people on our email list that had purchased our sleep mask, that were interested in sleep products. We then had those 50,000 people to drive traffic to our pillow product. And we could do that every single day because more sleep masks were sold and our email list grew and we were able to generate that traffic. And here's the hack, is that you don't have to make money on your tripwire product. You price it at break even so no one else in the space can compete with you on price, which drives up your click-through, drives up your conversion, drives up your keyword ranking, and therefore your sales volume, and then therefore how many people are opting in. So in this instance, a tripwire product would be a low ticket item with high volume that you're going to sell it at a break-even price. You're going to have an insert that delivers value on the product to then capture emails to deliver value, and then you're going to use that email list to launch your hero product, which is more competitive, at near full price and actually sell profitably. And that's exactly what we did, Norm.
So, for example, that pizza cutter could be supporting something else. I think, Shawn, you used that one time, a stone cutting board. So
Yep.
You use a pizza cutter with that bonus, that $17 Domino's pizza. Get all these 250,000 people to go and buy them, or whatever. It could be 250. But anyways, you're getting these people that like pizza. You send them all over to the pizza cutter, and hopefully the pizza stone, and hopefully you land some sales there. It's a tongue twister, but you know what? This whole strategy is genius, and it's old school marketing. I love it. I love it. And a lot of people, this is thinking outside of the box. The tripwire is something that anybody can do. It's not something that you have to spend a lot of time on. You just have to give it some thought. Anyways, I love it. Last question before we get to the questions. Mistakes. What are some of the common mistakes that you see?
Okay, good question. So a couple of common mistakes. I brought a very special present for you today. So we'll get to this in a moment, but this is an insert that I want to share with you. The mistakes that sellers make is that we hear all this noise from Facebook groups. Oh, product inserts to get your account shut down. I heard of a guy used product inserts and he lost his seller account, and it's against terms of service. Here's the one thing I want to make sure people know. If you use a product insert to try to manipulate Amazon's reviews or circumvent the ordering and sales process, that is 100% against terms of service. It is not against terms of service to use packaging or what we call a attention-getting marketing device. It's not against the terms of service to have contact information on there. In fact, Norman, I would pay a finder's fee. I'll pay $1,000 to anyone out there who can go find me any name brand consumer package good for sale on Amazon that does not have, even this chewing gum, does not have some form of communication on the, whether it's questions and comments with the toll-free number, a URL, a rebate coupon, something like that. They all have it. But where Amazon sellers are getting this wrong is that we belong to these ninja Facebook groups that say, hey, here's what you can do. You can use a product insert to gain reviews or to create your own rebate club. No, stop doing that. That's against terms of service. You use a product insert to deliver more value to the end user. It's about them. It's not about you, the seller. If you make it about you, you're probably going to make a big mistake and you're going to get slapped on the wrist or worse from Amazon. What we do is provide world-class customer service. We eliminate product returns for the most part and dramatically increase great reviews because our customers love us. So Norm, what am I holding in my hand here?
An insert.
This is an insert. This is an attention-getting marketing device. This marketing device rides along with your product. So imagine you get this. This comes within your packaging. See, this is not just a business card with a QR code. This looks like it has some value, right?
Right.
It's like a little cassette. So what happens, now pay attention here, all right? This is going to be in real time and with no instant replay.
Hold it just a sec, Sean. Kelsey, put Sean up as a full screen.
Okay. So with this insert, this said, stop. Before you open this pizza cup, this pizza stone, this Garcinia Cambogia, whatever, all right? Before you do that, check this out. Avoid these top 3 mistakes that we've seen our other customers make when using our products. All right? That's not about me. That's about you, the end user. I want to enhance your experience. Would you open something like this? Right? This is about 40 cents, okay? Watch what happens. You ready, Kelsey? I'm opening this insert, all right, in real time. You want to see what it is? Watch what happens. Boom. I just had 2 marketing messages pop out at me, all right? This gets my attention. This is an attention-getting marketing device. This is not a product insert. Although it is inserted into the product at the point of opening or unboxing the product, you grab my attention and you have fun with it, all right? Check this out. Now, this is only for expensive products, but for weight loss products, check out this cassette. See how this is? Now watch what happens when I open this.
Yep.
You get a personalized video message.
Oh, yeah.
This is called a video brochure, all right? This is about enhancing the customer's experience, all right? Bolstering world-class product support and getting lots of Amazon love because they're the most consumer or customer-centric company ever in the history of mankind that we know of. That is a product insert, Norman.
I love it. Yeah, love it. That is an attention grabber. Now, I noticed that there was a fairly long question that came in about 5 minutes ago from a Facebook user. Do you want to bring that one up as the first question?
Okay, it does cut off just because of how many characters it is, but I can read it off the original one. Okay, let me just find the answer here, or the question here. All right, this is from Stan. Question for Shawn and Seth. Thank you for writing a great book. It is very inspiring. I have 2 questions. 1, what would be a good freebie candidate for a basic supplement product like vitamin C or vitamin D? 2, here's the quote from TOS. You may not attempt to circumvent the Amazon sales process or divert Amazon customers to another website. This means that you may not provide links or messages that prompt users to visit any external website or complete a transaction elsewhere. It is true that we are not directly circumventing the Amazon sales process with your strategy. However, in order to offer a freebie in exchange if an email address, you may have no choice but to divert the customer to an external website to collect their email address. Customer contact info will be used by a third party for future orders. Technically, we are diverting Amazon's customer off their platform to complete future transactions. Can this be interpreted by Amazon as a violation?
Yes. So we are not diverting traffic. All right. Think about that for a second. The traffic is already there. It's in your insert. Diverting traffic is using links inside your listing to deviate from what they're doing, and that is circumventing the Amazon process. Having contact information on the product itself does not divert the traffic. I'm already a consumer of icebreakers, ice cube gums. If I want to go to the website to learn how I can get coupons or find more information about the company, you didn't divert me, right? You just gave me an option to opt in. So don't read that the wrong way, guys. We're
Right.
never diverting traffic. If you divert traffic from Amazon over here to your Shopify store, you are 100% breaking terms of service. That's not what we're doing. We're giving the customer an option to receive more value, or in some cases, redeem a free gift. 100% okay, Seth.
Yeah, and then so just to reiterate that and say it a different way so you'll understand what Shawn's point is there, is that they're talking about taking the traffic that's on Amazon's listing and then sending it somewhere else directly from the listing. If you look at a Nike shoebox, the way that you're interpreting it would mean that Nike could not have Nike.com on the shoebox because that's a link. And that's just not what they're saying. They know that you have to support the product as the product manufacturer. Go look at KitchenAid and Nike and all these big brands. They all have that information because they have to support those products. So you're reading the TOS from the wrong angle. So good point there, Shawn. So you want to get to number one?
That's a great example too, Norm and Seth. It with Nike. Every time I purchase a pair of Nikes, there's always something in the box that allows me to go download their Nike workout app for free. I can't get that from Amazon. I have to go to nike.com/run free. All right. And we're the same, guys. We are private label brand owners. You make the rules of what customers can and cannot do with your packaging. Do not, however, use an insert that says, hey, go join my rebate club. Let me give you a free one in exchange for a review. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Give the customer something of value and you'll always win.
All right. Next question.
Okay, the next one is from Rad. How do you write a non-annoying email message? Is there a template that you use? Any advice?
So any email message that you read could be interpreted as annoying depending on who the reader is. I'm annoyed with every email message. I don't want any email messages from anyone anytime, especially if you're trying to sell me something. Some people enjoy emails. So what we try to do, to answer your question, there's not a template, but what we try to do is have a conversational tone, one-on-one, me to you, provide some sort of entertainment value, maybe an animated GIF or something like that, and then provide value. If you don't provide value and you make it all about, oh, me, I, my company, my family, my small business. No, give me something that's relevant to me, that's relevant to the product that I purchased from you, that enhances my experience, and it's not annoying. All right. If I don't want to see it, in fact, Seth, in our first emails, when we warm up our list, we put the unsubscribe button very near the top because we don't want to annoy you.
Right.
We try to tell you to unsubscribe. Please get off of my list if you don't want to hear from me. Just click the unsubscribe button. But those who do will continue to get message, will continue to open and engage in your emails. So
I think that's a huge mistake. And to touch on your point from earlier, Norm, is that one of the big mistakes that sellers make every day that we see is that they're scared to send an email. And they feel like they don't know what to say. If I say the wrong thing, I'll be annoying. And then what happens is, even if they built a customer list, they let it get old. And a customer that hasn't heard from you in a year or 2 years or 4 years is not going to remember you or have the same emotions that they had from you right after they purchased. So a massive mistake is sitting on your hands and not communicating with your customers because you are nervous or something got in the way or whatever, you have to take action. You have to stay in their inbox. Otherwise, they're going to forget about you. And then that relationship dies. If you didn't talk to your wife for a year, Norm, she'd probably be like, who are you?
I haven't.
He's been talking to my wife.
All right, Kels, next question.
Okay, this is from CoolHand99. This may have already been answered, but I had to step away and I may have missed it. The question is, how do you generate an email list from Amazon, or does it have to be from my own website?
We're not generating the email contact from Amazon. We do that from a attention-getting product insert. Sorry, I got to watch my grammar there. Seth will call me out on it. An attention-getting product insert gives your customer or compels your customer with a great reason to opt in to receive more value from you, the seller. That could be the thou shalt nots about your product. It could be, join our VIP club. It could be get product updates, warnings, proper use, improper use, depends on the product. Think about this. As I'm unboxing your product, what is the most obvious question that's going through my mind that you can answer? If you can enter that conversation that your customer's already having with themselves, then you get better opt-ins and better conversions. Just always, like, the rule of thumb is it can never be about you. That message, whatever it may be, has to 100% and organically and honestly be about the end user of the product. If you can approach it from that angle, you'll never have any problems.
Yeah, and it has to be a Mafia offer. It has to be so good that they would feel silly paying what you're asking. And what you're asking them to do is pay with their time and attention and their email address. So if you are putting yourself in the shoes of your customer when they're opening your product and you say, would I spend the 2 minutes to pull out my phone and type my email address in and get this value for what you're offering? And if it's a warranty for a $10 product, you're not going to do it. So think about what you can do to stack up so much value. And it could be multiple things. It could be a VIP club. It could be expert tips. It could be a membership. It could be instructional videos. All these things stack up the value. So that way your customer says, oh my gosh, there's no possible way that I could ever skip this opportunity. And that's how you get people to take action.
Okay, so one of the things, this was asked the other day, was putting a contest on a bullet point. So, another bonus would have been enter to win $500. Now that's 100% against TOS, right?
I have no
listing.
experience in that matter. I've never used a contest for that. So,
but also, if you, the second that you put the word contest anywhere, it's a whole other game. Like it's all legalities that you have to figure out. Like we use something called King Sumo, and King Sumo at least has all the information you need to run a legal contest. But if you're doing that and you show it there, you better know what you're doing, because you could get into some legal trouble. And I believe it's 100% against TOS. And I'm just thinking, I'm saying this because I'm sure people's minds are just going a mile a minute between the Mafia offer and Tripwire, and what can I do? And contests, I would probably stay far away from as a bonus.
I agree with you, and I'll take your word for it. I have no experience in the matter, but when it comes to Mafia offers, just remember, you have to reduce any risk for the consumer. You have to lower any hurdle to do business with you. And in the book, again, which I'm shamelessly plugging here, Private Label Millionaire Secrets, you can get a free copy at postpurchasepro.com/norm. We talk about, do you remember we talk about the offer of the two different sellers of a horse? Like, the guy goes to buy a horse, right, Norm? The first offer is, take this horse, ride it for 30 days. If you don't like it, bring it back and I'll give you all your money back. That's a pretty good offer, right?
Right.
The second offer is, take this horse, don't pay anything today, ride it for 45 days, and only after you decide that there's not a better horse and a better offer out there, let me know and I'll stop by your house and collect my payment, and I'll give you a free bale of hay. And if anything happens to the horse in the first 5 years, I'll replace it for free. That is a Mafia offer.
Got it. Okay, next question.
All right, we do have lots of questions coming in. I don't know how you guys are for time.
Oh yeah, how are you guys doing for time?
It's about 10 after the hour.
Let me plug in my hotspot, okay?
Seth, how about you?
I'm good. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. This is going off the contest, so I'm not sure if this would be anything. But from Yanni, what about enroll in order to win a trip to Mexico, for example? Is that
So
something
I
you'd stay
would
away
say
from?
that anytime you're going to be winning something, it's going to be in that realm of contest that Norm called out. And I just don't like to be in
You,
any gray areas. Only stay where you know you're providing value and everything is within TOS, is what I would say. Any feedback on that, Norm, from the contest angle?
I agree. Just kind of keep away from that. You both have given some really great points, and also going back to the book, you give plenty of information in there. What you can use and what you shouldn't use. But staying clear of contests is probably a good thing. I mean, you could do 100 contests. I've got one quick. Just this did happen. I remember I was at this franchise in Canada. I was doing some marketing for them, and they were doing a contest, and they had this RCMP officer that decided he was going to sit in the franchise and write out every single ballot in that franchise, and they had to constantly provide more and more ballots. And this guy was just crazy, but he wanted to win the draw for that store. So he stuffed the ballot box. So anyways, I mean, it's little things like that. Only one entry per person or per purchase, or is a purchase necessary? Because that could be illegal. So there's all sorts of different angles there that are just, it's too much for me to think about. I'd rather give away a pair of Nike socks.
so Norm, we had a Facebook user had a two-part question, and we completely skipped the part about what would be a good giveaway for a supplement if you want to attack that.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's a website that specializes in supplements and sort of fitness products. Seth and I actually got turned on to it by, again, Dr. Charles Livingston. It's called BioTrust. And BioTrust is an affiliate network who does an amazing job of marketing. So you can find some offers on BioTrust, just to answer this user's question, that would be in line with your supplement of vitamin C or vitamin D. Seth and I actually ran one of our very first. In fact, Seth, I think was it not included into the pillow campaign? Charles hooked us up with BioTrust, and we still today get commissions from that traffic. BioTrust has a lifetime affiliate pixel. So if you can send with your supplement, you can say, look, register here, you get a free bottle of protein, is the one that comes to mind, and that it's a free plus shipping offer, but it's still a great offer. The shipping's like $5 for, or $3 for a huge jar of supplement. If you were to use an offer like that, that goes hand in hand with health and wellness, vitamin C, vitamin D, or any other thing. So check out biotrust.com if you want to type that in the question box. But BioTrust has tons of health-related products out there, and they pay lifetime commitment on anything that your customer ever purchases from them.
Wow. Okay, thanks for getting back to that question. I completely forgot about the second part.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right, Kels.
Okay, I'm going to be posting the link. I made a typo on the first one, so I'll be reposting that. But let me see from Christine. Christine is asking, do you verify emails or accept entries as well? Do you use a specific app or software to collect the info?
So you can use any page builder you want as your customers are coming to claim the value that is on your attention-getting marketing device. We use ClickFunnels a lot. And then what we'll do before we send an email campaign is we'll run all of those emails through a scrubber. There's all kinds of them out there. We use Zero Bounce a lot. We found that it's got pretty good quality, but for the most part, if you are offering something of value, people are going to give you a legitimate email address because they want the value, especially if the value is coming to them through email. So our very first email sends, which is an automation, get over a 90% open rate, because what's happening is our customers are coming to the landing page, entering their email, and being taken to a page where they say, hey, we just emailed you the value, whatever that was. And they go from there to their email, open up, grab the value. That's 90% of the time. So the people that are opting in, you don't have to worry about the quality of those people a lot of the times because they are seeking value from you. So they're going to want to give you legitimate information.
Right. Yeah, and you do like the idea of making sure that they have to confirm their email address. I mean, if they don't, it's not considered an opt-in, correct?
So it depends on where you're
Right.
at. So here in the US, you do not have to have a double opt-in. So if you are signed up with MailChimp or something, by default, MailChimp will have double opt-in turned on, but you don't have to have double opt-in turned on. You can actually go into your settings and do a single opt-in. It's not required, but it's just another layer to make sure that the contact is legitimate. Honestly, Norm, if you're providing so much value, you don't need a double opt-in because you know they are seeking it out. So we've never had any trouble.
Okay,
So,
great.
so Norm, Seth just dropped a golden nugget on you in a bomb that I think just kind of got glossed over. But one of the things that's important when you're doing this email marketing, and this is another shameless plug, but if you want to continue this conversation on another episode, I'm more than willing to do this anywhere, even if I'm on the moon. I love hanging out and talking about this stuff. You can tell I'm passionate about it. But think about what Seth said. If the product comes with an attention-getting marketing device that compels you to go to a website to opt in, all right? If you opt in, the next page doesn't give you your redemption code. Let's say if you opt in for a free pizza. Well, if I wanted to be simple, I can just say, okay, thank you, here's your code, go get your free pizza. No, we want to spike our sender reputation because the hardest thing to do in the email marketing world is to take a fresh contact and get an email to go to their inbox versus their spam. If we want to spike the sender reputation by proving to the SMTPs out there, the Googles, the Gmails, the Hotmails, that we are trustworthy, that our message is relevant, and that the message is timely, then the best thing that we can do, Norm, is to get you to go open your email or check your email, open it and click it immediately. So imagine, thank you for claiming your free pizza. I didn't just give you the code. I said, listen, Norm, we've just sent you a very important email. Here's what it looks like. Go to your inbox now. So you go search for it because you want your free pizza, right? You're hungry and you need to feed the beard. So if it's not there, if it's in junk mail, then what are you going to do? You're going to move it to your inbox. You're going to open it almost immediately after we send it. You're going to click it. You're going to take action. That's proving to the SMTPs that we're not only trustworthy, but we're relevant and timely because not only did you opened it minutes after we sent it, and you clicked and engaged on it. That way, my future marketing messages go to your inbox versus your junk folder. Does that make sense,
Right.
buddy?
Yeah, makes sense. Redbeard's got something here. Kels, can you bring that up?
Yep. So Redbeard is asking, will using the word free in your listing raise a red flag?
So Redbeard, if you can present your bonuses however you'd like, free is a really strong word. We've used it many, many times. You'll have to check the updated TOS constantly to figure out what words are against TOS now and what words are not. But you can always rest assured that providing more included value or more bonus value or more free value, you're always going to be able to include some word that lets people know that you're also getting these things. And it's not really about the technicality of the words because Amazon will change what you're allowed to say here and there, but it's about the offer being so amazing that you couldn't say no. So yes, this listing, when you buy from this listing, you get a pizza cutter and you get a pizza. That's it. You don't even have to say the word free. The value is better.
All right. You can say no cost. You can say complimentary. You can say no cost to you. Any of those words. At the end of the day, it's about what do I get as a consumer? What am I getting in exchange for my money? Value. What's the value portion of the proposition? So we can get as technical as you like and say you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't use a comma in your headline. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you want to provide more value for the same price or even a better price than they can find anywhere else, making your listing jump out and scream, hey, buy me. I'm the obvious choice here. There's not a better option. Making your customer, your prospect on Amazon, almost feel silly or stupid choosing any other offer. That's what we're looking for. And thank you for the great comment there. Someone just said, this is something I don't hear. Nathan, appreciate that.
All right.
Yeah,
so we have one more question. This is from a Facebook user. Just curious, the average number of email collections rate per 100 purchases. I have one QR
Mhm.
for a warranty and one QR for register to win a gift card on my insert.
Perfect. So first of all, it's not one size fits all. Each product, each offer, it has a unique sort of metric to it. What we like to see is about 25 to 30% opt-ins minimum. We often get 60 or 70, depending like if it's a fitness product. If we see anything less than 20%, then we'll re-optimize and try a different offer or a different attention getting device. But I think 20 to 30 would be a pretty good average. Now, if you're selling a doorstop, I probably don't need a warranty for that or a claw hammer. So you may want to think about that. Some products, warranty sounds cool, but why would you need a warranty on a doorstop? You know, for a pillow, it could rip, it could get molded, it could go flat, something like that makes sense. So think about what's more important to the end user. Forget about what you heard in a Facebook group. Hey, offer a warranty, offer a VIP club. Well, why do I need a VIP club for a buggy whip? Doesn't make sense, right? So make sure that the offer is relevant and it's in line with the product that you're offering and that it provides more value to the end user. All right. Hopefully that helps.
I don't know if I would get into 2 QR codes because that complicates things. For me, tell me if I'm wrong, but if you're going to provide an offer, well, the offer includes, if it warrants it, the warranty, the special VIP offer, and the gift card. I mean, one click and you're there, you're on the page, you sign up, you get it all. And I think if you bring in different cue cards or different things that they have to scan, you're just cutting your chance of getting what you want.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Seth is dying to jump in on this one.
Okay.
We talk
Sorry.
about it every day. Keep it simple. One simple job, right?
We split test everything, Norm. So we split test landing pages and inserts and everything that we touch as far as the entire customer process. And the simpler, the better. One thing at a time. So you're exactly right. So one QR code, one offer with so much value. You can give your customers a URL that goes to the same place as your QR code because some people still don't know how to use QR codes, but you're making one offer. And if you do that, it's just one step at a time. So to walk you through how we would do it is we would have one offer on the insert. We would land on a page where we would only capture their email and we're giving all this value. And then on the second page, we would ask them for their phone number. And then we would send them back to their email to get that very first email. So you can see every single step of the way is easy. It's only my email, then maybe my name, then maybe my phone number. But we're collecting it little by little because, Norm, if you've ever been to Disney World and you're waiting in line for a ride, you think, well, this line's not too bad, is it? You stand in line and you're like, oh, this will only take 5 minutes. And then you get to the corner and you turn and you're like, dang, there is another little bit of a line. And then you get to the other corner and there's more. And it's like, you wouldn't have gotten that line if it was so a huge task. And that's exactly what our customers are experiencing. You have to make the line look really, really short, especially in the beginning.
Right. We call it the slippery slope. One tiny ask. All right. Once I'm invested in that ask, the next page says, oh, thank you for entering your email. If you also want to collect this, give us your phone number. Okay, we'll do that. And you'll find out when you sign up for a free PDF of this book. We don't go in there and say, give me your name, your address, your phone number, your wife's maiden name, your social security number, or DNA sample. You know, we don't do that. We're like, exactly. It's like, here's what you get. Here's what we want. Your email, push yes. The next page says, thank you for opting in. Now, if you also want this, give me your phone number, push next. Thank you. Now, if you want a physical copy of the book, go ahead and give me your physical address. But if you see this long form and you don't know me, you just seen me at the Beard Nation, right? You don't know who I am. I'm not giving you everything and a DNA sample and a fingerprint. No, it's a slippery slope. And I know it sounds manipulative, but we're all humans and the psychology works across the board. One tiny ask, get that first easy yes, and each additional yes becomes more and more easier to get.
Perfect. I think we got one last question, then we'll cut off the questions. Kelsey, you want to throw that one
Okay,
out?
yes, from Facebook user, what are your thoughts about offering a 10% off the next purchase by offering to an Amazon customer a one-time unique Amazon coupon code that they receive by email once they follow the link on the insert?
Shawn, you want me to start?
Like a good evangelist, we're never going to be in front of a crowd without preaching the gospel, right? Seth and I are never going to send a message that doesn't have at least some kind of soft offer in it. All right. 10% is fine, depending on the metrics and the economics of your particular business. 10% may not make sense for some, maybe 40% makes sense for some, but you always have to add a little bit of pressure. And what I mean by that is make that offer that says, hey, do it now. This offer ends in X amount of time, or we only have a small amount of units with this offer. So you have to add scarcity, and you have to add more pressure by a limited time. So urgency and scarcity in the offer. What you never want to do is offer a steep discount right out of the gate, because if you do, then you're training your customers to never pay full price. If I like your product, Norm, 10% off is a win for me. All right. I'm going to buy it anyway. 10% is just kind of twisting my arm a little bit and getting me to take action right now, because procrastination will kill the deal every time. So offer a little bit of a discount as appreciation of being a loyal customer, add urgency, add scarcity, Seth.
Yeah, Shawn. So that question, I think, was about on the insert. It was talking about, is that going to get my attention on the insert? And I would just say Shawn and I have had literally 1,000 different private label products of our own. So we've tested a bunch of different offers, and we have seen what these offers produce over time. And we've all thought about, well, what if I could just offer a discount off my next purchase? Well, what happens is, if you put yourself into the mind of your customer in that moment, they just opened up your product, and now they see this card that says, hey, get 10% off your next purchase. Just ask yourself in that moment, would you stop what you're doing and go to claim 10% off your next purchase? And probably you wouldn't. You have to make that offer stronger. So 10% might be part of your value stack. You say, hey, we'll give you 10% off of your next purchase, and we'll give you an extended warranty, and we'll give you expert tips on how to use your product, and you layer it up, and now it becomes a irresistible offer. You're probably not going to get much. You're definitely not going to hit that 20 to 30% opt-in rate that Shawn and I are searching for with just a 10% off of your next purchase on your insert. So some things to think about.
Add so much pressure that they cannot help themselves but opt in. Once you have the opt-in, you can send all the 10% discounts you want.
Yes.
We send emails every time around every goofy holiday that you can find on the legal holiday calendar. We don't need much of an excuse to send an email with an offer. But remember, the job of the insert is to get me to your landing page. The job of the landing page is to get me to opt in. The job of the email is to get me to open it, right? And that's the subject line. The job of the email body is to get me to click. So just break it down to one tiny step at a time. What do you want to accomplish with this insert? Easy. I want you to opt in. Well, you can't get me to opt in until you get me to your website, right? So give me a reason to go right now and stop what I'm doing and go to your website. Once I'm there, the website's job is to get me to opt in. Hopefully that makes sense. Break it down into small, easy to choose steps.
Got it. Okay. So I think that's it, finally, from the questions. We're cutting it off right now. Last chance, if you'd like to register for Wheel of Kelsey, it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people and you'll get a second entry. And this is for a 30-minute consult with one of the guys, maybe both, who knows. But if you've listened, you've learned some incredible strategies, and just think sitting on a one-on-one with either Seth or Shawn would do for your business. So hashtag Wheel of Kelsey will give you a couple of seconds. But before we go to it, we're going to go to our last sponsor. Kelsey, you want to hit that button anytime soon?
The Legion is your go-to community where you can learn, grow, and build your Amazon and e-commerce business. As you know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely. Now you can share struggles, build a network, and celebrate your successes. And guess what? Our community is free. All you have to do is head over to our Facebook group to join. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel at Private Label Legion, so you can stay up to date with tips, strategies, and advice from other experts in the industry. Okay, remember one thing. To get all this great information, follow us, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get automatic notifications.
Done. There we go. All right. You guys have never seen the Wheel of Kelsey before.
I'm excited. I
You
tried
might
to
want
opt
to turn
in, but
down
then I
your
just talked to
volume
myself.
just. You might want to turn down your volume just a bit. Kelsey, you can hit that button anytime.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right, just a couple of entries today.
All right, here we go. All right, so if you are the winner, please email me k@lunchwithnorm.com. I'm going to spin these up and give this a spin. Thank you everyone for entering. We do this every single podcast, so make sure you check it out next. And let's see, the winner is Asif.
Okay, I was going to say if it's rad, it couldn't be rad. All right, Asif, congrats.
All right, so again, that's k@lunchwithnorm.com. You have 48 hours to reach out, and then we'll spin again if we
It
don't
probably
hear
is
anything.
rad, just using a different name. He's won like the last 3, I think.
Is he stuffing the entry box or what?
Exactly.
It's a Mafia offer right there.
There we go. All right. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure having you on. I got to get you back on talking about this. I know the second we publish this on YouTube, it's going to go crazy. We've had a great audience, a lot of engagement here. So, yeah, I think people love to hear what you had to talk about. You also have a podcast, too. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Definitely. Seth and I do a weekly podcast where we talk about marketing specifically for Amazon and e-commerce sellers. It's the Post-Purchase Podcast. You can find it at postpurchasepodcast.com or just search for it on any of the audio podcast platforms. And, you know, we're about 60, 70 episodes in, having a great time with it and getting some really good feedback. So thanks for that, Norm.
Okay, no problem. And how do people contact you?
Norm, I think the best way to reach out is just to claim the book, postpurchasepro.com/Norm. You can also follow us on Instagram. I think we have a Facebook group. And then if you have any questions directly about any of the topics, we'd love to answer those via email. You can just reach out CS for customer support at postpurchasepro.com.
All right. And Rad, yes, we know that wasn't you. Anyways, let me see. I think that's it for right now. If you could stay on, you're going to be put into the back for a second. It's going to look like the podcast is over. But if you could stick around just for a couple of minutes, that would be awesome. All right. So, everyone, I hope you liked the podcast today. It was completely different. You don't hear a lot of what we talked about on the typical podcast. Kelsey, I think this is it. Where are you, Kels?
All right. So thanks again, Shawn and Seth, and we'll talk to you after the podcast.
Nice to meet you, Kelsey. Thank God you look like your mother.
All right, everybody. So thanks for joining us today. And we will be coming back on Wednesday and on Friday. We're going to try to continue the podcast. I know that, Shawn's going to be in Mexico. I don't know if Seth is, but we're heading over to Mexico for our Mexico trip. So if you are going to be meeting us out there, make sure you come over, say hi. I think it's going to be an incredible opportunity to learn about sourcing in Mexico. So I think that's about it. Kels, anything else?
Yep. As usual, make sure you smash those like buttons. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's podcast. Also, if you're watching from YouTube, if you could hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell, it gives you those notifications for when we do go live. As Norm was saying, next week we will be in Mexico, so we've got episodes. We're not sure the exact lineup as of right now, but just bear with us. We'll be doing episodes, so it will be a good time. So hopefully see you then. And don't forget to join the community that is the Lunch with Norm, Amazon, FBA, and e-commerce collective. That's where the community is. If you see people in the comments, you can pretty much guarantee they're in that Facebook group. So if you have questions about us, you can always reach out to us on the group or email me k@lunchwithnorm.com. So I think that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It looks like from the comments that we're getting, people did definitely enjoy today's podcast. So thanks again to Seth and Shawn for joining us. I think everyone learned a lot today. So I think that's it.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining. And like Kelsey was saying, you can join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for watching. We have a great community. And like I say, every podcast, we could not do this without you. And we will see you on Wednesday. Have a great day, guys.
Lunch with the